Sí, ahora ya sí tenemos que pasar al análisis, además análisis internacional, porque nos acompaña el jefe del PMI manufacturero del ISM, Timothy Fiore. Timothy, thank you so much for having us a few minutes in Negocios TV.
Yes, good afternoon. Thanks for having me again.
Timothy, we saw the last data of the ISM Manufacturing PMI. We saw how manufacturing grew steadily in August as employment and new orders have rebounded. ESM, the manufacturing PMI, was at 52.8 last month, no changes from July. What did this data tell us?
Well, I think the month of August was what I would call almost a wonderful report, because it was really 3 straight months of about a 53, 52.8, 53, going back all the way to June. So, and we had some shuffling, some adjustments on the input side. So first off, about 3 months ago, our supplier delivery number started to ease a bit, meaning the suppliers are delivering better. And then 2 months ago, we started to see prices come down pretty significantly, meaning that less respondents reported higher prices consistently. And then this month, we saw employment come up to a positive number, expanding at about a 54. Most of the comments indicated that it was getting easier to hire people, and there was less of a quits rate, less people quitting, during the work month. And then, coupled with the fact that we saw lead times start to finally shrink a little bit, not a lot. They came down about 5 to 8%, but they nonetheless started to be reduced. So buyers re-entered the market. You saw that with the new order number. New order number went back into expansion. It had been contracting the prior month. So the only real, I'm not going to say disappointment, but there was 2 issues in the whole report. The first one is that the new export order actually went into contraction, and it's unfortunate because Europe has been a bit sluggish, especially on the investment side, and China, as you know, China's had quite a few lockdowns, and that's reflecting really on our new export order number. And then the production number expanded very lightly, but I think that's a timing issue. I think with more employees being able to be hired, less people quitting on the factory floor, suppliers being able to deliver better, I think that you're going to see the production number come up fairly significantly in the September timeframe. So I think it's a wonderful report. I think I feel really good about it. It feels like we're gliding in the air at somewhere around 8,000 to 10,000 feet. We're not at 60,000 feet, which, okay, you couldn't say it's 60,000 feet forever. And we're not hitting the treetops or the mountaintops. So it feels pretty good. It feels like we're easing into a nice cadence here of moderate expansion.
And Timothy, if we establish a great picture to see all these aspects, can we say manufacturing is showing resilience despite, for example, the shift that we saw in spending back to services?
Yeah, absolutely. We always thought that there would be an overlap between buying goods and durable goods and people getting back out and spending money on services. In the United States, I think there was about $1.2, $1.4 trillion saved during the pandemic, during the lockdowns and the openings up. So that money continues to be spent. We are seeing a kind of an easing in the housing market. The chemical industry sector was our number 2 industry sector in the manufacturing economy, is actually contracting for the 2nd straight month and at greater rates this time. So a little bit concerning there. That's a lot of foundational materials that go into making a lot of different stuff that ends up in your homes. So I don't think it's a real surprise that housing is starting to ease a little bit, and we're seeing that in our chemical products area. But we had 5 to 1 positive feelings about demand going forward. We did have about 18% of respondents indicate that demand was softening. But that softening really is at standard order books +2, +3. So the order rates did slow down, but companies have their order books pretty well full plus because everybody kind of over ordered due to the lead time situation. So but I think overall we kind of got closer to equilibrium. Now when we get there, we won't stay there for long. Let's see what September brings. I would expect the new order number will continue to go up, probably stay at a similar level. Like I said, production will probably go up. Employment will probably stay the same, and hopefully inventories and supplier deliveries will too. So we'll see. We're probably in a mode here where we're going to be 51 to 55, hopefully for another 7 to 12 months.
This continued growth in manufacturing is showing more evidence that the US economy is not in a recession?
Yeah, that's correct. There's no sign at all of a recession in the manufacturing sector. You know, it's pretty much proven by the fact that 8 to 1, our companies are hiring. We have 8 companies out of 9 who are continuing to hire. Now, as I mentioned, they're having an easier time of hiring and they're having less people quitting. But if you were in a recession, you would be hiring freeze or you would be laying off. And there is no real indication at all in August that that's occurring. So let's see what September and October bring.
We'll see what data we have in September. Thank you so much, Timothy Fiore, Chair of the ESM Manufacturing PMI. Thank you so much.
Thank you.